This is what happens when teammates go head-to-head.
In first place, Travis Pastrana and Christian Edstrom.
When one wins, the other doesn't.
Good job, though.
Hey.
Well done.
Thank you.
At the rally in the 100-acre wood, victory changed hands on the very last stage. A hard-fought battle saw the two teams split by mere seconds throughout the event, until a hard impact in a water crossing changed the outcome. One car survived. The other did not. In the moment, celebration amidst frustration. But that moment passed. Now Pastrana and Higgins are set to collide for the second time at the Oregon Trail Rally. Expectations are reset. Who will take round two? This is Launch Control. Portland International Raceway. This is the scene for the first of 3 days of competition at the Oregon Trail Rally. It's a relaxed start to the event focused on the fans.
I know. I'm usually not as crippled.
I'm on the same book there, but...
No, I've had a good last couple weeks, man. My knees and ankles don't. They're not happy.
I don't know. It's going to be tough. Hopefully Travis, I like his new setup on the car this year.
My face is with Higgins and Drew. I mean, Pastrana, he's a great guy, but these guys have knowledge and will dominate it.
I'm gonna go with Higgins. He's hungry. He's coming back for more.
I think Higgins is going to have the advantage, but Travis, I think, is really picking up a lot of the skills, and it's really good to see him mature. And I think he's gonna do well. So we'll see.
Go. Left 430.
After the autographs and park expose, there are 4 short spectator stages to put on a show.
Tightens 50. Turn right 4 plus. Tarmac 50. Told you there's a landing. Right 6. Turn left 3 long 120.
The team will be keeping a close eye on the competition this weekend, with World Rally driver and Monte Carlo winner Brian Bouffier entered. While times tonight are important to set the tone, tomorrow is when the true rally begins. Two hours east of Portland, both Subarus line up for the start of day 2. David Higgins and Craig Drew are first on the road, but trail Travis Pastrana and Christian Edstrom by half a second in the overnight results. The 75 Subaru sets off at a disadvantage. Being first on the road means they'll be sweeping the loose gravel off the racing line. One set of tracks might not seem like a big deal, but it means Pastrana can brake a moment later and accelerate a fraction faster. Higgins and Drew may lose time to their teammates on this first loop, but the same roads are repeated this afternoon, so if they can keep the gap to a minimum, they'll have an even playing field the second time around.
5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
For Pastrana and Edstrom, the challenge is clear.
Left 5 opens 120.
They need to push to build a lead while they still have the advantage.
Left 4 long 70.
They've proven they can match pace with the defending champions, but it requires driving on a limit. A significant lead is ideal, but strategy also plays a role. Finishing the day a few seconds back would force Higgins to sweep the roads again on day 3.
Line right 4 over crest, left 4 minus.
Pastrana adds a few seconds to his lead on the opening stage. But Higgins bites back on the next. Another stage win for Pastrana on stage 3. But he only leads by 0.2 of a second. The midday service in Goldendale is uneventful. Both cars have returned unscathed.
No issues, none. Perfect.
Yeah, we're not seeing anything out of the ordinary here. Nothing out of the ordinary. So it's pretty much routine for the moment. And Travis is keeping it on the straight and narrow. So yeah, it's all good.
This rally is pretty abrasive to the underside of the car. So the back end of the car, after protection goes away, it starts to get ground down to nothing. And the titanium plates that we put on have got holes in them, and so we gotta see if we can come up with something like that.
For David, the minimal gap to first place is a victory.
Yeah, it's what we expected. To be fair, I thought we'd lose more than we actually have on this loop. You almost take more risk when you're sweeping than you do when you can get the hammer down when the grip's there, because we just don't know what we're going to encounter, and you're the first one moving that surface. It's tough, but it's now we're going to go out and do a few repeat stages, so we should find some grip a little bit better.
For Travis, the battle is enjoyable.
Wow, some of the best roads I've ever driven. The first stage out this morning was probably the most fun I've had in a car. Hills, the terrain, the jumps, the sliding, you got everything. It's another just head-to-head battle with Higgins, and we just keep, every stage, we'll be a tenth. I'm like, how do we do 20 miles and come across a 1/10 of a second different? That's what happens when your coach, the guy that you've looked up to your whole life, you try to emulate, you're in the same car. And then I'm like, okay, but now we gotta go faster. Anyway, it's been fun.
Now that 50 competing cars have swept the roads, being first on the stage is no longer a disadvantage. Higgins and Drew are out to stake their claim. They take 5 seconds on the opening stage of the loop, only to relinquish the lead to their teammates again on the next. For Travis and Christian, the stage win on equal grounds is a confidence builder. They'll win the next stage too, but it's a game of tenths and hundredths.
30. Left 5 long, tightens hard, 50.
On one of the rare tarmac stages in the championship, the pendulum swings again. Up the historic Maryhill hill climb, Higgins and Drew strike back.
Line left 3 minus, very long. Right 2 plus, tightens, extra long. Left 4 minus, right 3 plus, short. Left 3 minus, tightens long. Right 3 long, opens long.
The sun sets with a 4.8 second lead for Higgins and Drew. The following morning, on the main street of Dufur, the Subarus line up 1-2 to start the day. This is the calm before the storm. 4.8 seconds is no safety net. Higgins has the confidence of a champion.
For a day like this, when it's a short day, still got to sweep every stage again. There's the only thing we can do is go as hard as we can. We're geared up for a flat out day and see what happens.
Definitely excited. I've never been in a battle with anybody that we've been so close, but I've emulated my whole driving style after David. So yeah, I'm excited that we're there. It's an honor to be there, but now we got to figure out how to get faster.
The victor will be the one who takes the biggest risks and gets away with it. The number 75 Subaru is sweeping the road again. These stages are some of the fastest of the event, Road position will play a big factor on these stages. And with so much of them run at the top of 6th gear, that might just be the difference between 1st and 2nd. Pastrana and Edstrom know they hold a good hand, but they also know that Higgins always has an ace up his sleeve.
Left 6, 200.
Travis opens the day with a victory on the first stage by 4.3 seconds.
Right 6 plus 150.
Higgins and Drew respond with a stage win of their own. Travis needs to pull back time on Boyd Loop, the longest stage of the day. He attacks hard, but the result isn't what he had hoped for. Both cars arrive at service with only 6 seconds between them and just 2 stages remaining. Despite the extreme pace of the battle, the damage is purely cosmetic.
Plans are still the same. Obviously the road should be swept, so the hardest work for us is done, but you know, we've got to still just go maximum attack all the time. I'm not really sure what the gap is, but it's still flat out.
6.2. Normally that doesn't seem like very far, but against David Higgins, with only 16 miles to go, it's a pretty big mountain.
The service ends and the cars are sent out. In just 16 stage miles, a victor will be crowned. Some victories are gained through sheer speed. Others are earned by managing and preserving a lead. This weekend, it is both. With just over 6 seconds in their pocket, Higgins and Drew can afford to lose both stages, but the slim margin means it would be a dangerous game to play. In theory, the mission is easier for Pastrana and Edstrom. Judge the tracks ahead and outbrake them.
Left 5 over crest, right 6 plus 300.
Carry speed just a moment longer. That can lead to stage wins, but trying to outwit someone who is already at the limit can also lead to high-speed crashes. The first stage sees David's lead shrink to 4.8 seconds. Travis has made a dent in the gap, but will need a perfect run on the final stage to take the win. The crew of the 75 Subaru knows they're being hunted. Strategy and games are out the window. They must win this stage. Higgins crosses the finish line with a time of 7 minutes and 21 seconds. Pastrana is now in the home stretch. Who took the biggest risk? Who kept the right pedal down just a little longer?
450 here, then jump 150, care small crest, 450, then jump 150, then care small crest and right 2, 450. Say again, jump 150, then small crest and right 2. Over finish 120, long crest 70.
Pastrana crosses the line in 7 minutes 26.
And stop.
Second place.
Not enough, but did appreciate good notes.
Higgins and Drew have done it. It took 3 days, over 18 stages, to build a 9.5-second lead.
Yeah, I mean, obviously for a team, it's almost like a dream scenario and a worst case scenario, having 2 cars going into the last stage so close together, knowing that they're both going to give it everything.
They made us by 4. Like that. They didn't make a mistake.
They got 1.
That guy's hard to beat. Christian did such an awesome job. The car, Tammy Lynn right here, she hung together so good.
these cars have been absolutely fantastic. No mechanical issues for either crew all weekend, and so evenly paced, and that's exactly what everybody gets into any sport for a real close battle. So it's been awesome.
Dude, I was like, we had 2 corners in that whole stage where I was like, I mean, just because we came in hard where we went wide and then onto a long straightaway, but I was like, you know what? I bet, like, I might have got it by 2. I was like, we lost by
The last stage, we just had no other option but to give it everything, and Craig did an awesome job as always on the notes, keeping us calm in the car, and just delighted to come away with my 8th win from Oregon Trail now.
To win the first one and be within 9 seconds on this one, it definitely is better than I expected, and just a testament to this guy's driver. It was just a fantastic event.
Days like this, when you've been battling so hard to try and get the win from your teammate, you maybe wish that I wasn't quite as good at my day job when I was his driver coach back in the day when he started rallying. So
he taught him too well. He taught him too well.
Pastrana won. Higgins won. The championship standings tied. That is, until they meet again. This is Launch Control.